Hello, and welcome to Bees and Tea Stitching. I'm your host, Sebastian. Selena will not be joining us. She is apparently in the window right now, but I do have Biscornu and the other bee, the Minecraft bee. So, welcome to anybody who's new. Welcome back to all you guys who have been here before. I always appreciate all you guys. This is my floss tube, so it'll be stitching, anything I might have bought, sometimes some cat talk, just general life talk. That's about it. So, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Um, and me fiddling with my hair apparently. So, uh, so I'll usually start with a bit of real life. I apologize. There we go. Let's get a little hair going there. All right, cool. So real life. This is I've tried several times to record this. I don't know if you guys can tell. It is later in the evening, obviously, because I'm going to post this a little bit later. Um, so I was about 22 ish minutes in when my husband decided that he wanted to come home from work early. So, hey, which was nice, which was good because he brought dinner. But yeah, I was not expecting that. So I had to stop what I was doing. Doggone it. Okay. Sorry, that was bothering me. I have headphones on, so my hat sits kind of weird when I have my headphones on because he's asleep now, or supposed to be asleep, and so I have to keep things kind of quiet. Yeah, so besides that, my cat also decided that she wanted to try to run away today. Literally about 5 minutes before I started filming, I was looking outside. Sometimes I do that just because I wasn't expecting a package, but if a package comes, UPS is they never knock. Um, so occasionally, like maybe like once a day, I'll go out there and check just to make sure there's nothing out there. And somebody decided to make a bolt for it. Yeah, so that was fun. I stepped on something, my foot hurts. So yeah, and so she's kind of on my shit list right now. You hear that? Shit list, cat. Okay, she doesn't care. I have the windows open with so the natural light's coming in makes it a little lighter in here, and so she doesn't give a crap what I'm saying. She is looking at her HD TV outside. But anyway, the only other real thing this week would be I didn't get a whole hell of a lot of stitching done because I was going to pick up some medicine, and the person there said, "Hey, you're eligible for a couple of shots. They'll be covered by your insurance. Do you want to get them?" I'm like, "Sure, sure." So in this arm, I got the tetanus shot, which I know it's been more than 10 years since I've gotten, which is bad. You're supposed to get every 10 years. And then in this arm, my dominant arm, I got it's a new one apparently. It's a pneumonia um, vaccine, which is nice because pneumonia is terrible. I've had it before. So I told him, you know, do the one in my left arm that you think will have less chance of a reaction. So I had a 50-50 chance, and I got it wrong. This arm has been bothering me for the last like 2 3 days. So I have not got as much stitching done, but it's doing all right now. It's not nearly as tender or as sore as it has been. So I'm on the mend. Also, there's a very good chance that I might not get to do a video next week until Sunday, because I will be taking a short trip. Um, Hopefully, I should have time to do a video Sunday. Um, if not, then it will be another week. So hopefully, I won't have to skip another week because I know I've been skipping some. Um, I've just had the chance to do a lot of traveling, and um, obviously, this is something that I haven't been able to do nearly as much in the past. And so I've been taking the opportunities to go to places that, you know, have been new opportunities for me, new things to see and do. So I've been enjoying it. Mm. Oh, also, I've got the bees. This is the tea. So this time it is a lychee black tea. It's a loose leaf. I was given it by a friend maybe 4 or 5 years ago, so I've had it for a while. But it's loose leaf, and so for a long time I didn't really have a good way to strain it without getting a lot of tea leaves in my tea. But now that I have that new strainer, which I don't have next to me, sorry, um, I have been able to use loose leaf again, so I'm enjoying it. Um, I don't really know how to explain lychee. I want to say it's an Asian fruit. It's really good, really sweet. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's a really good tea. Anyway, so that is my tea of the week, and as usual, the cup that um, Brendan and Karen got me, which is awesome. All right. So let me go ahead and start doing the comments. Once again, I will say I love comments. I read every single one. I respond to every single one. I always appreciate them. Even if you just want to say hey, or any constructive criticism, whatever you want to throw my way, I always appreciate it. Healing Gamer says your project is looking great. Thank you. I love the Minecraft bee. I had, oh, yeah. So I love Minecraft as well. I'm not hardcore at it, but I have been playing it for a long time. But there's only one biome I think maybe in Minecraft that the bees actually come in. So whenever I find a natural beehive, I always, you know, it's always fun. Excuse me. There are ways to make a beehive, but yeah, it's always fun to come across a wild one. But yeah, anyway, um, so excuse me, I'm sorry. I mentioned that there was some skipping in a previous video. I found out it was on my end. Sorry. So no problems. It's all good. Um, the reason I was kind of concerned is because I'd had an issue 2 weeks before that, I think, and it was actually an issue with the video, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't actually an issue with either my uploading or the way I was recording, something with YouTube. So if it was just once, it was probably just an anomaly. So, but I appreciate you telling me that. Denise Little says, "Love your cross stitching." Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad you like it. Hope you enjoy watching me show it off. Grumpy Citrus says, "Yeah, my belly likes to kick when a hoop is touching it. It becomes kind of annoying after a while." Yeah, I could imagine that trying to sew while pregnant could maybe get frustrating. But I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks that's really adorable, but then I guess if it was me, it probably would get old very quickly. So I don't know. She also said, "Yes, offer's still up. I'll resend for measurements. I'll try to have them finished by winter." Um, Obviously, you're gonna have a baby. That's your baby is more important, and your health, obviously. So, I've waited a while. I've waited this long because obviously I forgot. So don't feel like you need to do it quickly. Don't feel like you have to rush for it. For me, just take your time, do it when you can do it, and I will always appreciate it no matter what. So, also, went back. Went back and looked it up. Nope, you said long dong. Oh well, I'm trying really hard to say long dog, but even maybe it's a southern accent. I don't know. Maybe it just makes it easier for me to accidentally say it wrong. I don't know. And also, do I have the shirt with me? I do not. Oh, there it is. Also, she said BBC Radio 4 series Cabin Pressure. So, what she's doing is, I said yes last week about, I asked if anybody got the reference to this shirt. She got it right. So, it says, what's it say here? Oh, for goodness sakes, look at my hat, I'm the captain. So, essentially, and what this is, I've put a link to him down below. There was a radio series on the BBC4, so this is UK, England, um, called Cabin Pressure. And so it was by John Finnemore, who's done some other very funny stuff. He's a very funny comedian. But unfortunately, not all that well known, which is a shame because he's really talented. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But, so Cabin Pressure there's four main characters. So there is, um, Carolyn, who so it's about an airline called MJN Air, and you learn about why it's called MJN Air and all that good stuff. But and obviously it is a comedy. So you've got the owner of MJ and Air, which is Carolyn, and I don't remember the actress's name. Um, then you've got her idiotic son, lovable idiot son, Arthur, who's actually played by John Finnemore, the person who created the show. Um, then you've got the co-pilot, who is Roger Allam, who's been in a lot of stuff. You may have seen him and just not known. He's kind of a character actor. So he is the co-pilot, but he is older. Um, and then you have the pilot, who is Martin, and that's Benedict Cumberbatch. So, and Martin is bumbling, and he's not dumb, because I mean he knows his way around planes. He's not a great pilot though, even though he's not dumb. So of course Roger Allam knows a lot about planes and is very smart, very cunning, and so there's a really good dynamic between the pilot and the co-pilot, and obviously because the co-pilot because um because he's older, most people assume that he's the pilot when it's actually Martin that's the pilot. So that's kind of where this came from. Um, you know, he Martin always tries to dress up and make people recognize that he is the captain. So that's where that came from, and the reason and well I should say it's there's 26 episodes. They're about 30 minutes each, so it's not a really big time sink into it. It's pretty short, um, and they start A to Z. So they're all the places that they go. So it starts with Abu Dhabi, Boston, Cremona, and then it goes to the end. And the last one is Zurich. So you got the 26 episodes. For 26 places in the world. Um, and so some of them are kind of self-contained, but in general, the story kind of builds. So you probably, I would suggest watching them in order. It takes a couple episodes to kind of find its stride a little bit. The first ones are funny, but they really hit their stride after maybe number three, and then you really, things really get going. Um, if you did want to watch or listen to any episodes by themselves, I would recommend two. The first one is Kiki Tarjawak, and that's a Q, not a K, which is hilariously funny. That is my favorite of the entire of all the episodes. The other one, which is really good, and both of these are pretty self-contained. The other one that's really good is Limerick. So those two, if you want to just kind of dip your toe and see if you like it, I'd recommend those two. But also the other thing is the reason that he is an otter is because for whatever reason, I don't know why, somewhere somebody on the internet decided that Benedict Cumberbatch looked like an otter, and I mean I can't argue that point. He kind of does, but so that's why he's dressed up as an otter. So there you go. Um, and of course, like I said, no one ever believes that Martin is actually the captain, even though he actually really is. So, anyway, so I guess that's about enough to ramble on. And like I said, I do have the link below. Normally, I would not do that, and I would say, try to find it in a different way, like try to buy it, but I don't believe that it's actually available anywhere anymore. I actually have this whole CD. My husband bought me the set. It's like a 3 or 4 CD set of all the episodes and a little bit of extra stuff. Um, but I don't think it's available anymore. So the best way might be just to watch the link that's below. It's a link to a YouTube page that has all 3 seasons. So and they're all together. They're not in episodes. Um, so that might make it easier to just watch them straight through. So there you go. So yeah, Grumpy Stitcher got it right, which is awesome. Um, but yeah. Um, all right. So that was Grumpy Stitcher. So Marumi says, "Love the long dog sampler." See, I said long dog. Every time I see it, I'm tempted to buy it. Nice progress. Buy it. Buy it. I'm gonna be an influencer and a bad person and say you should buy it. Um, honestly though, It's really big, which is, but it's really been a easy stitch. It's a lot of little motifs, um, and I haven't had to do any major frogging on it. Just a few minor things here and there. It's been a really easy stitch, and I have never honestly wanted to go back to stitch something as long and as hard as I have for this one. It's nothing has ever kept my interest this long. I guess would be the good way to put it. For someone with ADHD, that's important. That's saying something. But and so that's why I would really recommend it, because it's figure if I can do it and it keeps my attention, then you know I think it would be a good thing. The only caveat I have is that you have to be careful in Pattern Keeper, because I've heard it skips some lines, like depending on how you put it in the Pattern Keeper. So I'm doing it with paper pattern. I'm just printing it out. So I would probably recommend using paper, or talk to some people. I know Vicky Stitching Button has talked about it before. You could maybe go back to one of her videos. I don't know which, I'm sorry. She's talked about how to kind of get around that with Pattern Keeper if you want to use Pattern Keeper. Um, but there you go. So yeah, I recommend it. So Elusive Citrus says, "Oh, I googled the T-shirt, but I didn't get the reference." Yeah, so I was just talking about it. It's a reference to a show called Cabin Pressure, which I would definitely highly recommend watching. If anybody does actually watch it, or keep saying watch, listen to it, um, please get back to me. Tell me what you thought. I mean, even if you didn't like it, if you did like it, maybe which episodes you listened to. I definitely wouldn't recommend going to the end first, because what happens? Actually, Zurich is a two-parter, so I think it's actually 27 episodes. Sorry. Um, the last like 3 or 4 episodes is like the arc that kind of brings everything together. So I definitely would not listen to the last 3 or 4 episodes until until you've listened to the other ones. But that being said, like I said, there are some that you can listen to that are more self-contained. So, but yeah, I would be very interested if anybody decides that they want to listen to it. What you guys thought? Good, bad, other. So, all right, and I think that is about it. Um, Yep. Okay. Cool. So that was all the comments. Go ahead and close that. And once again, like I said, I always enjoy them. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. So definitely hit me up. All right. So let me go on to stitching. Like I said, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot, but um, I did get a few things done. So we'll go ahead and get that started. And first off, in no particular order, just the order that I have them piled up on my side here. Nope, nope. Throwing things around, apparently. Alright, there we go. Pattern you don't need to see. So, this is Good Omens. Good Omens Stained Glass by Darcy Lindbergh. So, that is the whole thing. And once again, I am working up here on this first row. And I am so terribly close. This is just, I believe, 16 count. I don't think it's 18. I think it's 16 count white Ada, so nothing special. But I finished up the top of the sword. I finished up this part of the flame. And then I did these two, and then this is the same color. And I also did this part, that brown, and then a little bit more of that brown down there. So that is where I'm working. And as you can see, that is the end. So as soon as I can get this part done, I get to do a whole lot more um, black outline there. So which will take me a while. But yeah, so that's good. That's moving along. I've already had this a couple years, so it's very slow going. I have a couple of things right now that are kind of time sensitive. So this one is lower on the totem pole right now, but um, I'm in a Zoom for Fancy Ladies, and so I got permission, and so I was doing Fancy Gentlemen instead. So I got a good bit of work on this done last night. in what was maybe a 2.5 hour Zoom or so. So that was kind of nice. All right. The second one is going to be hard to get out. Come on. Yep. There you go. All right. So, and this is on, I believe it's 14 count, I think. Black Ada. This is going to be my old favorite. This is Hamilton versus Seabury, Farmer Refuted, from Taylor Cromwell. So once again, this is from the play slash movie Hamilton, and you can see where below where this line is. That's all I have left. Unfortunately, I did do some of this over here, but I already moved my Q snap, so I cannot show you that part. I do apologize for that, but it's just a few words. It's not really all that much. So that's over here. That's already rolled up, and it is a pain in the butt to get it back. So I apologize, but I did move it back over to the front side. This is the bottom. Can you believe it? Check that out. That is the bottom of the project. I cannot believe it. So I'll show you where this is here. And I don't know why the white doesn't show here, but it is down here. That is this corner that that I'm in right now. So that's kind of cool. And so this is one of the ones that I have that is under a soft deadline. I would love, love, love to get this done before July the 4th. And honestly, it's possible. It's not full coverage, it's just a lot of words and a few stars. Um, the only bad thing is with the light in here, with the windows open, it's a little bit better. But in general, with the light in here, it's really hard to stitch on this black fabric. So I've been kind of doing it um, when I go to the my LNS on Saturdays, and it all really just depends on if that's something that I want to work on that day. If I don't, then kind of SOL. So hopefully I'll want to work on it tomorrow at my LNS and get a little bit more of it done. That would be super cool. All right, so that is those two. There are just two others here that I've worked on this week. So like I said, I had a bit of a short week. And this one I do not have a picture for because this is a mystery cell. This is, I believe, 18 count easy grid or 16 count. I think it's 18 count easy grid. So this is the Fab 50 stitch along. This is the one that has all the squares. So you can see mostly what I've done here. This is almost at the bottom. There's a little bit more, maybe goes down to about maybe here ish. And then I'll be at the bottom. So I'm probably somewhere between a third and a half done. And the thing is that the squares start coming out June the 6th, I believe. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So the squares start coming out June the 6th. I really, really, really want this done before then. But here's the issue. So, and, this is something that unfortunately I didn't even hear or think about until I was already way far into this. But there are some people who are going to do them as ornaments. And honestly, I think that's an amazing idea. I think that is really, really good. But I've done so much work on this and I have so much fabric. I really don't think I would have enough to save. It's like I don't want to waste the fabric, but I also like the idea of having them as ornaments instead of having them in one big thing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So as of right now, I'm still going to work on it as it is. Um, and assume that I'm going to keep working on this. But if it starts getting closer and I still haven't completed it yet, I might just give it up, which will suck. But you know, it is what it is. So If you guys have any votes, what you guys think I should do? Should I continue with this? Should I just stop it where it is and wait and do them as ornaments? You know, I am definitely up for whatever you guys, whatever votes you guys have. So please, please tell me. All right, cool. So I'm pretty much back to where I was when I had to stop. Um, and like I said, I'd gotten about 20 minutes in and had to stop. And this is about 25 minutes, so I have managed to talk more than I did before. I have a feeling it was probably gushing about the radio show, but I don't know that for sure. So, last but most certainly not least, because like I said, it's my favorite thing to work on, is long dog samplers. Mm-hmm. You belong to me. The wonderful Egyptian themed little sampler here. Little, I say. What's the size? 253 by 313. Little. This is not by far. This is not the largest thing that I have. Um, Assuming I still do it in the way that it is, the Fab 50 is larger, and I do believe that my Good Omens is larger and full coverage. But anyway, so once again, I am up here doing the first kind of row of stuff down to the tops of the trees and the tops of the birds. So, where am I? Alright, there we go. Alright, so I am almost over to the side. So the end is probably maybe here-ish. But I have been working on this bird's face. I worked on the body, worked up to the face, and now I'm doing this weird headdress sort of thingy. And then I am now moving over to this mosque's tower over here. So I'm working up this way, and then I'll work over for the top again. Well, you can actually see where my string is, but yeah, and yeah, that really is showing the variegation very, very nice. So, yep, there you go. That is. So I will show you. Um, this is. There we go. Over here is where I am. That bird and that mosque. And I haven't done the 2022 yet because I haven't decided. I probably am gonna wait on that, just because I don't know where I'm gonna finish this. I mean, honestly, if I keep going like this, I might actually finish in 2022, but who knows? So, but yeah, so that's where I am. So I'm about 2/3 of the way over, I'd say, since I'm working on that mosque right now. But yeah, so that is where I am with long dog, long shit, long dog. Fuck, I said it wrong. See, the problem is now you've got me thinking about it, and I'm gonna say it wrong. So anyway, it's whatever. But anyway, so those are my stitches for this week. So, like I said, not nearly as much as I usually do. I try to, you know, try to touch as many projects as I can. Um, so I haven't done anything new with One Nation. Let's see, what's this one? Haven't done anything with Brainy. I haven't touched the Christmas one in a while. Haven't touched the Betty White one in a while either. And oh, also this one, the I I think I showed this to you guys. If I didn't, I apologize. Um, this is the Frosted Pumpkin. They're doing that Under the Sea Sal, and I think I showed this one to you before. But that is the first months. The second months I actually have printed out over there. It will go underneath here, underneath this. Whoops, there we go. Underneath the dolphin, and so I will probably end up doing that this week, if not maybe possibly even tonight, um, because it won't take these. Um, each of those have only taken me like I don't know, maybe a day or two, and that's not even. I mean, obviously, that's not even solid stitching. That's just a few hours here and there of stitching. They're really quick, and it looks like the second one might be a little bit smaller. Not as much kind of feeling with the dolphins as it was for that first month. So yeah, that's the stitching. Um, and so I guess now I will go ahead and get to the haul. Not really much this week, which is fine. Um, since I've been traveling, I need to kind of tone things down a little bit. So not too much, but this is actually um, I didn't have to buy it, but somebody was going to buy it, and they said that I could get it instead, and I do appreciate that. So, and what's going to happen is, so I'm going to take my "You Belong to Me" long dog, and I'm going to move it from a 11 by 11. I'm probably going to try to grab an 8 by 8 Q snap if my LNS has it tomorrow, and I'm going to put it in this. So, oh, look at this bag. Is that not amazing? The scarab and the pharaoh and the hieroglyphs. Ah, love it. Love it. And on the other side, it's got that really cool design on the inside. Um, if you can't tell, this is a stitching button because, Vicky does awesome, awesome stuff. Oh, there you go. And I do also have her link below. She has a Facebook group that she sells not only bags, but she also sells needle minders and I think sometimes patterns. But yeah, I mean, come on, look at this. Is that not just amazing? That is going to be. Sorry, I don't think I flipped you off there. Yeah, that's going to be amazing for my "You Belong to Me." So I am definitely looking forward to that. The only other two things I did get from my LNS last Saturday. I have not gotten any of the other ones before. I think I might have to get the bear though because it's really cute. But this is Cotton Garbage Samplings A Year in the Woods number 5. This is the ferret. So since I don't think anybody's going to do any otter cross stitches, there are a few out there, but not many. I thought a ferret would be close enough because that is a cousin to the otter, also in the same group, the mustelids. And ferrets are just cute. I don't think I could own one. I'm I'm hyperactive enough myself. I don't think I need a pet that's hyperactive as well. I think that would maybe be a very bad thing. But they are adorable. And look at that face. I love the design of it. So I got that, and then I got it's mostly um, the MCs, and what the weeks? The weeks were saffron and driftwood, and I think these are all the colors. There you go. That's nice. And then all the MC to go with it. So I just need to find some fabric, and that'll be all set. I'm not planning on starting it anytime particularly soon, but who knows? Maybe I'll get a bugaboo and decide that I want to start it. You know. Focus. There we go. Okay. The second thing, and let's see, is there a? There is not really a good picture of all of them, is there? No. Um, I don't plan on doing a a flip through this. If you want me to do a separate one that's a flip through, I'll be more than happy to. But this is Annie's cross stitch, which I'm assuming is not the same as Crazy Annie's. I don't know. Year round cross stitch ornaments. So this was at my LNS. Look at that. One of the people who actually works there was stitching this bat, and so I asked her, what this was, and she showed me the magazine, and yeah. So there's a couple on the back. That little Be Mine is adorable. There we go. Also, that pumpkin is really cool, and the I'd be crabby in blue if I didn't have cross stitch to do. So those are some of the ones that I really liked in there. There were enough. It's $10, I believe. Is that right? 9.99. Yeah. Oh yeah, and this little gingerbread house is really cute too. I will probably end up doing that as a ornament to exchange. But yeah, so there were enough things in here that I thought it would be worth it um, to to go ahead and get it. Normally, I don't get magazines. They obviously carry the cross stitch magazine as well as the punch needle, cross stitch and punch needle. But I don't end up. Ooh, those have different stitches. Anyway, um, but I don't usually end up getting those because there's not enough in there to justify, the $10 or $11. Um, unless there's at least two or three patterns in there, I'm like, I don't think it's usually worth it. But this one definitely had enough. Probably not the bat, but definitely the sunflowers are cute too. There's little sunflowers over here. Those are kind of nice. But yeah, definitely the pumpkin, the Be Mine, the gingerbread house, and the Krabby will all eventually be done. And I think there were probably other ones in here. There's a whole bunch of different designers in here. Let's see if there's Barefoot Needle Art, Ritter Design, Ursula Michael, Boulder Valley, Pickle Barrel, Nikki's Creations, KEB Studio Creations. Tiny Modernist is in here, so that's kind of cool too. Anyway, so let me stop doing that because I'm trying to not do a flip through. Again, if you want one, I will absolutely do one. But yeah, that was actually all of my haul for this week. So wasn't wasn't really all that much, which is fine. Like I said, that's not a problem. It's perfectly fine with me that I take it a little easy because I have plenty to stitch right now. So, I guess all I have to do is the other weeks, and then we'll be all set. So this will be a shorter video. That's what happens when you don't sew a whole bunch. Oh well. But first off, we're gonna do the Stitchy website of the week. So I chose once again Etsy because I'm having trouble finding other websites other than Etsy that I haven't already gone over. If any of you guys have any websites that you don't think that I've covered, any websites in particular, Stitchy websites, that you think are interesting, please tell me. Send me a link. I will definitely take a look and most likely go ahead and recommend it. So the one for this week is Hixie Soft from Etsy. I don't know where they're from, but they have that kind of Russian aesthetic where you have kind of the soft colors with lots of backstitch and what looks like blended threads and things like that. That kind of design. If you've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. Um, but there's some really nice things in there. I just thought it was really interesting. I have them favorited, and so that's definitely somewhere that I'm going to go back and keep taking a look at what they've got. So I just thought I would recommend them this week. For the non-Stitchy website, I've already talked about it. That's the Cabin Pressure playlist. Once again, they have them in 3 seasons, so I think there may be 2-ish hours each or so, 2.5 hours each. Once again, it's something that you don't necessarily have to listen to them all at once. You can go and come back, um, but it's not a big time sink or anything to watch them, so or listen to them. Keep saying watch, but just listen. But yeah, that's once again that's below. All right, and the last one is the bee fact of the week. It is bees store their venom in a sac attached to their stinger, and only female bees sting. I think I've already gone over this before, but the worker bees are, the ones that you see out actually around the flowers, are female. They're sterile female bees. So the sterile female bees will be the worker bees. So those are the ones that will have stingers. Um, and so, obviously, um, you know, you can get stung. I mean, I think pretty much all of us have probably been stung at least once in our lives. I know I have, but it's not fun. But at least I'm not allergic. I know there are people who are. It's a crappy way to find out that you're not allergic, but it is what it is. But yeah, and honestly, around here, I don't see a whole lot of regular, regular honeybees. Um, the majority of what I see are bumblebees, which are adorable. I actually just saw one today. Oh, I saw a couple today. Um, and then, unfortunately, we also have wasps and dirt daubers. Excuse me, and yellow jackets. I haven't. Yellow jackets have not been as prevalent, and neither really have the dirt daubers. Honestly, around here, it's been excuse me, I'm sorry. It's been mostly the wasps. So I don't know if they're kind of taking over territory, and I don't know if it's just in this particular location or if that's a general trend. I'm not sure. But just from my personal observation, the two things that I've seen the most are wasps and bumblebees. So there you go. I think I've talked about it before. We have our door is kind of recessed a little bit, so we have it has a little bit of an overhang. And a couple years in a row, we actually had I think they're either wasp or dirt daubers that were trying to make a nest up there, and so we had to nip that in the bud pretty damn quick because that was not about to happen. I'm not gonna have wasps coming out at me every time I open my front door. I know that's not gonna no, not gonna happen. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Um, you know, as I always like to try to remember to say, if you can, please like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. It helps. I don't earn any money from this. It's not for me. It's just for the YouTube algorithm. They seem to like that kind of stuff. I don't understand it. It's just kind of how it is. Also, I do have a link to the Buy Me a Coffee. If you guys like what I do, if you'd like to help out a little bit with me shipping stuff out, that's always appreciated. Or actually buy me a coffee because I do get a coffee every Saturday before I go to stitching. So it kind of keeps me going through the stitching day. But yeah. Also, I have Sip Spy referral down there as well. If you want to try Sip Spy, I believe that I might be taking a break for a couple of months, just because I don't remember if I've already done it or if I need to. I need to check. But I have a lot of tea in there, and I really need to get some of it drunk. Anyway, some of it gone. So I want to try to take a couple months off just to kind of drink some of my tea, lower my stash a little bit because it's getting a little crazy, and then I will definitely go back to Sip Spy. So it's nothing against them. It's just that I am apparently not as fast of a tea drinker as I thought I was. So yeah, but I highly recommend Sip Spy because um, you can really tailor it to what you like. I mean, you're always going to get surprises, but what you can do is you take a quiz at first for what teas you like, and then as you get the teas, what you can do is you can go on the website and say, "Hey, I really like this tea," or "No, I didn't like this tea," and they'll continue to kind of personalize it for you, get it kind of get it tuned into what you really like. So, all right. I guess that is about it. I do apologize that Selena decided that she did not want to come join us today, but she probably wants to stay away from me right now because she knows that she's on my shit list right this second. Because, as I said, somebody made a break for it this afternoon. So yeah, it's probably best. She's right in front of me in a chair asleep. So it's probably for the best of her that she is out of my arm range right now. No, I won't do anything to hurt her, but yeah, she's just not in my good graces at the moment. So, but she's too adorable. She'll give me that cute face and an adorable little meow, and my heart will melt, and she'll be fine again. So that's the way it always happens with cats. You know. All right. So I guess I made this run a little longer than I thought it would because I'm once again rambling. That's what I do. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.